So we'll begin lying down. So come to lie on your back. You can bring the big feet, your feet. Oh dear, wish there was yoga for the brain. Bring the feet together, the soles of the feet together, and allow the knees to drop out to the side. And then take the arms out at shoulder height. Bend the elbows, so you've got like goalpost arms or cactus arms. So just like when we do goddess pose. And just close down the eyes, relax the weight of the body into the ground. And straight away just notice how your body feels. If any part of it is screaming at you. And if it is, just adjust your body as you need to. So if having the knees dropping out to the sides just feels like too much, bring the soles of the feet back to the ground and keep the knees bent. If it feels too much in your shoulders to have the arms in this shape, adjust it. Just really listen to your body and what feels right for you in the moment. It will differ from day to day. And I'm finding an equal parts breathing. So breathing in and out through the nostrils. Really bring your awareness to the nostrils. See if you notice that one side is more dominant than the other. Maybe the quality of air that you're breathing in is better in the left nostril or the right nostril. And that gives you an indication of what kind of state that your nervous system is in. So if you find you're predominantly breathing more through the left nostril, that means your body is in the parasympathetic nervous state, which is rest, relaxation. And if it's more through the right, then you're more in that fight or flight response. So your nervous system is heightened, there's more adrenaline running through your body, you're on edge, maybe you're anxious. I'm not trying to change it or fight against it, just notice where you're currently at. So if you feel like you're in that relaxation response, that's fine, just don't change anything, just keep your equal parts breathing. If you find you're on high alert at the moment, you're a bit on edge, see if you can change your breathing slightly so that you're making the exhalation longer than the inhalation. It really doesn't matter how much longer, just as long as you're trying to actively make it a little bit longer. And that's going to really help just to calm and soothe your nervous system. Bring us into that relaxation state. So wherever you are right now, take the legs out long, take the arms up overhead, and take a big full body stretch, reaching the fingertips away, maybe pointing and flexing the toes. And you can scrunch the fingers up, bring the hands into fists, and then expand the hands, spread the fingers, scrunch the toes. So just kind of contracting the hands and the feet a little bit, causing a little bit of tension, And then expand and spread through the toes and the fingers. Release that tension. Just a couple more breaths. Lovely. You can open your eyes if you'd like to now. And just bring the soles of the feet back down to the ground. And then squeeze the knees in towards the chest. And you can just wrap your arms around the shins, interlace the hands, having a gentle rock. So maybe that's side to side, maybe circular movements. Massaging the lower back into the ground. Lovely. And then sending the right leg out long. Keep that left knee hugging in. Just squeeze it in a little bit higher. Squeeze it up towards the shoulder. Maybe you move the leg side to side a little bit, easing into that hip joint. Just see how that feels. If it doesn't feel right, and let that go. Lovely. Bring the right hand down onto the ground now, just to support yourself. The left hand comes to that left knee and start to make some circles with the leg. So they can be big or small, just really seeing what feels good and right in your body. Going at whatever speed feels right for you. And then reverse those circles. Okay, come back to center. Bring that right hand onto the left knee now. The left arm goes out to the side to support you. Gently guiding the left knee across to the right side of your mat. Try and keep both shoulders on the ground. You're not rolling onto your side. And while you're here, maybe you extend and bend into that leg. Maybe you stay in stillness. Just really seeing what feels good in your body. If you're doing this in the morning, it might feel like a little bit much to extend the leg. So don't worry about getting the leg perfectly straight. Maybe you squeeze the knee up towards the head. Okay. Coming back through center. And then using your left hand, you're just going to take hold of either the outer edge of that left foot. Maybe grabbing hold of the shin. Maybe the back of the thigh. For a half happy baby. You might find that you need to bend into this right leg. You might find it sort of lifted up as you came into this. You can bend that leg, bring the sole of the foot to the ground, and you can just allow the right leg to roll out towards the side of your mat, just to counterbalance your weight so that you're not unbalanced or rolling. The sole of the foot shining up towards the sky. You're drawing that knee down towards the outside of the ribs. You might find after a few breaths that you're able to straighten that right leg. It really doesn't matter. Just depends how open you are in the hip area. Okay. If you had that right leg out long, bend into the knee again, bring the sole of the foot to the ground. You're just going to cross that left foot over the right thigh. Reclined pigeon. either staying here with the foot on the ground, or maybe you start to lift that right foot, draw the knees closer in towards the chest. You can interlace the hands around the back of the thigh, or maybe around the shin. Nice deep breaths. And you can even make some movement here, so maybe swaying the legs side to side. You might find you get into a different area in the hips and the glutes. Just really trying to find that sensation that feels really good for you. Lovely. And release that right foot back down to the ground, unravel the legs. We're just going to change sides, so sending that left leg out long, squeezing the right knee up and in. So you can just wrap the hands around the shin and just maybe gently moving the legs side to side. And bringing that right hand onto the knee, the left arm goes down to the ground for support, and just start to make those circles. So again, as big or as small as you like, whatever speed that you like. Oh, some crunching going on there. If you find a spot that feels particularly tight, maybe you just gently rock back and forth there. There really is no right or wrong as long as you're moving. And then reverse those circles. Lovely. Bring that left hand over to the right knee. Right arm goes out for support. Gently guiding the right leg across towards the left side. Again, bringing both shoulders stay on the ground. And maybe you extend and bend into that leg. Maybe you stay exactly where you are. Or maybe there's a wall in your way. You don't need to do the same as you did on the other side. Yes, we like to do everything where we repeat on each side so that we're balanced, but it might feel completely different. So just really seeing if you can listen to your body and treat each side differently. Just really listening to what's right. Maybe you squeeze the knee a little bit closer to the head. Exploring those sensations. And then coming back to center. I'm taking a half happy baby on this side. So kicking that foot up towards the sky, knees bent. Maybe you can reach hold of the outer edge of that foot. Maybe it's the shin or the back of the thigh. And if you find that that left leg has started to lift up, just bend into the knee and bring the sole of the foot to the ground. You can allow the leg to roll out to the side. Really focusing on this right side of the body. Just really allowing gravity to help right leg sinking down towards the ground. If you had that left leg out long, just bend back into the leg. Coming back to center, you're just going to cross that right ankle over the left thigh. Either staying here with the foot on the ground, or maybe you lift that left foot up and start to draw the legs in closer to your body. And again, you can gently rock side to side. Just explore this posture. Just find what feels really good for you. Lovely. Gently release that left foot down, unravel the legs. Just drop the knees over to one side so you can roll onto your side. And use the hands to press all the way up. We're going to come on to hands and knees. So just mindfully making your way there. Bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And just starting to make some circles with the hips. So maybe you take the knees out a little bit wider and give your lower back some space if it feels quite achy. So you can circle the hips around towards the heels and coming forwards. Making the circles as big or as small as feels right for you. Again, there's absolutely no right or wrong here. And reverse those circles. Lovely. And then next time you come forwards, we're just going to lower down onto the belly. Coming onto the forearms into Sphinx. Take the legs nice and wide so that you've got plenty of space across the sacrum, the lower back. Drawing the chest forwards, so everything that's touching the ground, really press it into the ground to lift the body away. Really think of pulling the chest forwards. If you find that you have discomfort in your lower back, see if you can just press the pelvis into the ground a little bit more so you don't have that compression in the lower back. Maybe while you're here, you make some circles with the head. Just getting into the neck a little bit. Maybe look over one shoulder, then the other. Just exploring some movement into the neck. And then lower all the way down now. So you can bring the arms in front. You can use them as a pillow. I'm just going to bend into that right leg and reach around with the right hand and draw the heel in towards the glutes. So you're getting that stretch into the front of the thigh, into the quads. If you wanted to go a little bit deeper, you can always press up and come onto that left forearm. You're getting a slight twist and a slight back bend in there as well. Just see what feels right for you. And again, really press the pelvis down towards the ground. It's going to really help you to get a deeper stretch. See if you can really relax that left leg. Lovely. Gently release that foot down. Just swapping sides now. Bending into that left leg. Reach around, grab hold of the foot and draw it in towards the glutes. Again, there's always that option to come up onto the forearm so you get that slight twist and back bend. Or stay exactly where you are. Gently release that leg down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Slowly pressing back up through all fours. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Reaching the arms forwards. You can always take the knees out wider here if you prefer to. Allow some space for the body. Entirely your choice. And then just lift the chest up slightly. Make a dome with the hands, so you're coming onto your fingertips. I'm just going to drop that right shoulder towards the ground. Really lean into it. Come back through centre, lift the chest. Then lower the left shoulder towards the ground. Lean over towards that side of your mat. Coming back through centre. Keep the chest lifted. Just going to thread that right arm underneath the left. Reach the fingertips away. And just lowering the head down. That left arm can stay extended. Maybe bring it in a little closer to the body. Maybe you could take the arm behind the back. Slowly pressing back up, come through centre. Left arm comes under the right this time. Reaching the fingertips away. Softening the head towards the ground. Slowly unravel, come back to centre. Just popping back up onto all fours now. Bring the knees underneath the hips if you had the knees out wide. We want to keep the hips stacked over the knees as best as we can. Walking the hands forwards. And then lowering the head and the chest towards the ground. Just keep some gentle engagement into the abs. Just so that you're not dumping your weight effectively into the lower back. just so it has a little bit extra support. If you want to go deeper into this posture, you can bend the elbows, bring the palms together, and draw the thumbs towards the back of the neck. Just going to get a little bit more into the triceps. We'll have a play around, see what feels best. If you find that your head doesn't come all the way to the ground, maybe use a cushion or something to rest your forehead onto. Very slowly start to walk the hands back in, coming back to tabletop. Just come to take a seat, and then we'll make our way back down to the ground. So just slowly lowering back onto the ground. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Have another rock. Maybe you notice some small differences in the hips. This definitely feels a lot easier than it did at the start. Get my legs in closer to my body. Doesn't feel like there's any tension there now. Keep the knees hugging in towards the chest, take the arms out, make a big T. You're just going to lower the legs over to one side. Try to keep both shoulders down. You might find that they're sort of hovering off the ground. Mine are. Really doesn't matter. Just allow your feet to drop to the ground so you have that bit of support, so they're not sort of hanging in midair. If you want to go a little bit further, you can turn the head towards the left. Maybe bring that right hand, bring it onto the legs, gently encourage them down towards the ground a little bit more. It's just an option though. Don't worry if the legs haven't stayed stacked, they won't do for everybody. Lovely. Gently lifting back up through centre. Just realign yourself on your mat if you find that you shifted a little bit. Draw the knees back in towards the chest and lower down towards the left. Just really breathing into those sensations. If you do experience any kind of pain whatsoever, just come out of this posture. Not everything is for everyone. And again, maybe bring that left hand onto the legs and just gently encourage them closer to the ground. Gently come back to centre, bring the feet back down to the ground, arms come along the body, pressing the hands into the ground, press the feet, press into the shoulders and lift the hips. Doesn't have to be super high. Just so you feel some length into the back of the body and the front of the body. and lower back down. So maybe you have the time to take a Shavasana, and if you do, I really encourage you to go ahead and take a few minutes just lying on your mat, being supported by the ground. I shall leave you here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.